Last session, Silas and Lyra collapsed at the Morning Gem after ending Michaela. At first light, Lyra went to feel the pulse of Despota's faithful, while Silas, disguised, walked into the dusty mug. After a careful wake-up of Telios, a narrow panel slid, and Silas slipped into the opulent lair below to face the true boss. He gave the full account. Michaela had been no man at all, but a creature. A splinter from the cult of Desparta had seeded itself in town with demonic help, and Varnacle, the very fiend who once killed Silas, was in play. The boss admitted he'd weighed trading Silas and Lyra away for leverage, but called Varnacle's infiltration a public insult that demanded a response. His answer was a ruthless feint and strike. While he convened Mammonite leaders that night under the guise of finalizing their partnership, Silas would raid one of their warehouses. He was to take what he could and, more crucially, plant a scandal: the severed head and abused body of a young elven woman from an influential family. He pressed a whispering teapot to pour Silas a wakeful brew, summoned a footman bearing a burlap sack that opened into a quiet void, and handed over the remains with instructions to stage them where investigators would be hit with the sight the instant the doors swung wide. A discreet emblem of Desparta was to be placed somewhere subtler, to be found later. Respect is everything, he said, and this would make the city watch and Highborn take notice. Back upstairs, Telios praised judgment, but warned about need to know. Returning to the Morning Gem, Silas found Myra fretting but amused. Lyra had dragged Jarek, the ratcatcher, into the privy to wash. Once the stink was handled and Jarek clothed, plans tightened. Jarek would guide Silas in via the sewers, timing for a 2-hour crawl if needed. Lyra would work her own way through the roofline. Lyra admitted this work sickened her, but the two agreed. If evil was inevitable, they'd set it upon worse evil and take care to avoid innocent blood. Silas quietly shared all the boss's grisly details. For supplies, Silas hunted down Percival's potions and phylacteries. The old alchemist offered a quick job: bring in Johansson, a swaggering debtor. At Charlie's Cauldron, Silas stepped into the man's applause and drink, dropped the biggest enforcer with a single punch, stared the rest to stillness, and hauled Johansson back across the cobbles. Percival, grateful and a bit relieved to have shaken sense into his late wife's wayward son, sold Silas curatives at a discount and added a potent free draft. With potions stowed, a sewer route set, and a corpse tucked into a bag that bent reason, Silas stood ready to slip into the Mammonite warehouse and light the fuse on the boss's plan.